thing in my work that you need to do is the scheduling. This is going to be trial and error. You'll kind of figure out how you want to do it. I like to use a computer with a mouse. I find it makes it a little bit easier. So you go back into my work, you're going to click the Rubik's Cube, and then you'll click the little calendar here. So anything having to do with scheduling, if you want to see requests, the labor forecast, your hours, anything like that is going to be in the little calendar photo icon. So you would go down here to schedule, and then you're going to press week schedule. And what's going to automatically pop up is that current week schedule. So let's say you're scheduling out a couple weeks. We can use this one here as an example. So you can see normally the computer actually would generate a whole like a whole schedule for you, but it's never really works. So what I do is I just go in and delete all the shifts. Normally all this would be full for a new week. So you would have to go to action. You'd have to press unpublished current schedule. And that'll allow you to edit it, because if it's published, it's not going to allow you to edit any of this. And then what you would do is go through, or what I do, I just go through and I delete all the shifts. See, yeah, no, it's not going to let me see it. Okay, let me start over. But it usually does it for the month. It'll go through and already generate the schedules, but they never really make any sense. So you'll want to go through and just delete all the shifts. And how you delete all the shifts, it's very tedious. So you click the shift, go down to unallocate. It's going to say, are you sure you want to unallocate the shift? You press OK. And you'll do that for each and every one. So it's going to take a few minutes. So up here, your budget, that's how many hours you're allowed to spend. Your demand is how many hours they say you will need. And then scheduled is how many hours that are actually physically scheduled currently. So if I added a shift here, you'll see right here the scheduled, it goes up, right? Schedule efficiency, so this is just saying how well you're scheduled. It's very low right now because there's nothing on there. So it's pretty easy to put the shifts in. So let's look at Tyndall here. Let's say, for the week we want his schedule to be. So you click on the first box. You can press 10:30 A. You don't have to put AM or PM. You can just put A. Click Tab on your keyboard. And then 7:15 P. And press Enter. And it'll generate. It's going to generate the breaks in there. So you can see down here. It's going to put all these different tasks. Don't worry what the tasks say. In a perfect world, we would go through and change what the tasks are for that part of the shift, but we don't need to do that. If you try doing something like this where you type in the time and then enter, that's what's going to happen. It's not going to let you, it's just going to default to 12 a.m. So you have to make sure, and again, if you want to delete a shift, go down, allocate, and press OK. But you need to make sure you put the shift in the first box and then press Tab, or you can click over and put the second time and then press Enter, or you could press the check mark here. Either way, but don't press Enter after the first number, and don't try to do something like this where you just press 10:30 A to 7:15 P, and then you try putting that in. That's not going to work either. So it's going to default to that 12 a.m. So you need to make sure that you're using both boxes. To delete, you would click it and press unallocate. Down here, it's going to tell you how many hours you have scheduled for that day. So on Sunday, it says we have 6 hours and 15 minutes. So now let's see if we add Rebecca in from 12 P, press Tab to 6 P, press Enter. And then you'll see what her shift consists of. You can close that out, and you'll see down there it added extra hours. Down here in the bottom is supposed to be how many hours you need for the day, but normally Sunday I'll do like 4 people, and then Monday keep it around like 29 to 30 something for the rest of the week. Thursday maybe a little bit more. Friday closer to like 40s, and then Saturday closer to 40s. It also depends on what events you have. It depends on what availability the employees have. So let's see. If you have a paid day off or an unpaid day off, which is just a request, it's not going to allow you to put anything in that shift. So like, let's say Tyndall was like, you know what, I actually don't need that Sunday off. I want to work. So what you would do, go to your Rubik's Cube, go to your scheduling icon, and down here you'll see employee, and it has the request for PTO. So you'll press requests, and you would look for that day. Here's Tyndall. I don't know what day, I forget what day it was. I think it was here. So see, I approved it. You would click it and you would press declined or canceled. And then what it would do is it would make that day available again for him. Make sure that if it's not going to alert you if there's any requests, so definitely every few days go into the Rubik's Cube, click the scheduling button, go down to employee, and make sure you go through and make sure there's no requests. Actually, that's the wrong way. So you go there, scheduling tool, employee, and then go to request, and that'll be your request. And the red, it means you canceled it, yellow means it wasn't reviewed, and then green means it was approved. If you wanted to go through and just see someone's individual's requests, or you want to add something for them, that would be what I just pressed before. So the Rubik's Cube, scheduling, and then employee. So let's say I wanted to add something for me. I would click on my name. I would go down to my day off requests, and then you'd press add. Let's say I needed a June 2nd off, right? So it's June 2nd through June 2nd because it's only the one day. If I wanted multiple days, if I wanted to do June 2nd to the 5th, that's how I would do it. My reason would be if I didn't want to use my PTO, I'd put vacation unpaid. If I want to use PTO, put vacation. And then you could put, birthday in Boston, wherever, whatever, a little note for it. Or if you need to do the request, let's say someone needs off the 27th of May because they're getting a COVID vaccine. So you would put, for this, I would put vacation unpaid. And then in here, I'd put COVID vaccine, please put in 2 hours of PTO. Or no, of COVID pay. And then status. Oh, I can't do my own. But anyway, if it was somebody else's. Here, let's go to somebody else. So Cora, let's say we added it. She needed off the 27th of May. She wants to use her vacation time, so you can put PTO 8 hours. It's always going to default to 8 hours if you put one day. And then status, I would put approved, or I could put canceled, declined, not reviewed, and then I would press save down here. So let's say, obviously we don't want to save that, so clear. What else about this? So when someone does PTO, it's going to generate already. So that's when you would go back to the time card button and exception management. And I'm trying to think if we used PTO this week. Did anybody use PTO this week? Let's see. Okay. So for someone who put in the employee request here, they put for a PTO day and you approved it, it's automatically going to show up in their week as an 8-hour shift. So like here, no, this is not the right one. Let me try this. Of course it's not going to work. So let's say Okay, perfect. So Cora had put a request in for Monday, the 26th, to be off and use PTO for the day. She put, her pay code was vacation. So the computer automatically generated this 8-hour shift here. If she changed her mind, she didn't want to use the PTO, like I showed you before, you would go up and do delete special pay. Down here, she asked me for an extra 2 hours, so that's when I added the special pay. But just know if anytime anybody does a request and it's for a single day or, whatever, how many days, it's going to automatically give them 8 hours of PTO down here. So if they don't want it or they want to change it or whatever, you have to physically go in and do it. It's going to automatically generate. All right, so let's make that part 1 so it's not too long. Okay.